Hello, friends. Welcome to my TBR for the most wonderful readathon of the year, Victober. Yay! Oh, I I just love Victober so much. I I read Victorian literature pretty much all year long. I'm a very classics kind of girl, but there's just something about the vibe of Victober that just makes me make ridiculous, unattainable TBRs and want to do all the cozy fall things, even though I'm not like a Halloween fan. This is like, this is what Halloween people must feel like. Because I don't enjoy Halloween, but man, do I love uh, October for Victober. In fact, my phone now recognizes Victober as an actual word. So that's how much I talk about it and how much I love it. So, without further ado, let's just get into all the particulars and what I want to read. But this is probably more of like a pile of possibilities because let's be real, I don't have that much time in a day. And Victorian novels are long. So, whatever. This happens every year. We just run with it. It's all in good fun. So, let's get right into it. So, I have my TBR listed on my iPad GoodNotes. What's this called? Planner. That's the thing. So, I will probably very likely be referring to this off screen. So if you see me looking away, that's what I'm doing. So, first off, if you are unfamiliar with what Victober is, it is a wonderful time of year in the Booktube world where we celebrate Victorian literature for the entire month of October. This readathon is hosted by four lovely ladies. Katie from Books and Things, she is the creator of Victober, and I forget what year they're on. I want to say like 7. So that's how long this wonderful thing has been going on. Kate from the channel Kate How, Marissa from Blatantly Bookish, and Roz from Scally Dandling Among the Books. I always get her channel name wrong, but I'll have everybody listed down below so you can check out their announcement videos, their TBRs, and all of their recommendations for their various prompts. The one fun thing about Victober is that the prompts change every year, so that's always fun to see what you can plug in to the different prompts. I'm going to try to do the prompts, but I'm just kind of, reading what I want to read, and hopefully something will fit in there. So let's start with the prompts. So Kate from Kate How, her prompt is to read a book where religion is a component. Now that's pretty easy in Victorian literature because that was just a very prominent part of Victorians' lives was religion. So it always is in there somewhere. So I could probably put anything in for this, but I'm already struggling. What I am planning on reading for that prompt is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. This is a reread for me, but I am buddy reading it with my friend Jo Smith. And we have both read this before, but Jo said it's been many, many years since she's read it, and it's been a couple at least for me. The last time I read it was via audiobook, and this time I want to try to physically read it. Now, if you don't know about Jane Eyre is a first-person narrative of a orphan girl who, in her life, growing up first in kind of like a foster family, and through her schooling and her career as a governess, and just all the crazy hijinks that that go on as in her life as a governess. Mr. Rochester is the hero, I guess you'd call him, but he's kind of like, not the greatest hero in the world, but in this book. And yeah, and there are some dark secrets that Mr. Rochester has that Jane is going to probably find out. Now, the next prompt is Marissa, and hers is to read a book that was published serially. Now, probably a lot of these books that I have on here were published serially. I'm not, honestly, I don't really know. But I decided to go with an Anthony Trollope because I feel like I haven't read a lot of Anthony Trollope, and he was very prolific. So the fact that I think I've only really ever read 2 things by Trollope, maybe 3 according to my Goodreads, but I honestly don't even remember reading one of them. So I asked my friend Jo for recommendations, and she picked Dr. Wardle's School, which I do not know anything about. I just added this to my TBR like 2 days ago. So I know nothing about it, but she recommended this one, and it was published serially, which apparently a lot of Trollope's works were. So I'm looking forward to reading that one. I will probably read that one via audiobook if I can find a good copy. Now, the next prompt was kind of a hard one. Katie from Books and Things prompted us to read a Victorian book that plays with form in some way. Now, if you don't know anything about the book, I feel like that would be hard to pin down. But I had heard about a book via Instagram. Jess from Dickens and Docs just one day put up a book that she had recently read called Vice Versa by F. Anstey, and it is apparently a book that inspired the movie Freaky Friday, where the people, the mother and the daughter get flipped, and the daughter's in the mother's body and all that stuff. So apparently this book inspired that movie. And it also has a connection to Anthony Trollope. So if I can figure out how to link an Instagram account, I will link Jess down below, and you can read that story about Anthony Trollope. It's kind of funny and kind of sad at the same time. But I just reading what she had to say about it, I was very interested in it. And I talked to Jess about it. I said, do you think that this would fit Katie's challenge? And she said, yeah, she thinks that it would, because the whole concept of like body switching and just the overall plot line was just very experimental for the day. So so she said, yeah, I'd use it for that. And I said, good, sold. That's what I'm doing. So I am going to read Vice Versa for Katie's prompt. And I found an ebook version of this on Everand. So I'm going to try reading it via ebook. I kind of have trouble with ebooks sometimes, but I'm trying to get better about them, especially for Victober, because I don't want to be lugging 700-page books around with me to work every day. I will in some cases, but not a whole bag full. So I need a more compact way to do that. And the last prompt is Roz's prompt, and that is to read, watch, or listen to a Victorian play. And this one was picked for me and very easy. We are going to be performing in a Reader's Theater style, Charlie's Aunt by Brandon Thomas in Kate Howe's Patreon group. She has a Victorian Patreon group that I am part of, and we are going to be reading this play aloud on October 19th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I volunteered to take a part, so we shall see how that goes. And yeah, we're divvying up, or Kate is apparently divvying up the parts this weekend, so hopefully I will have that soon. And I think there is a 1940s version of the play on YouTube that I feel the need to watch because, I gotta get into my character, So I don't even know what my character is yet. We'll see. But I'm very excited to watch that version and then also to read it with my friends in Kate's Patreon. We always have a good time when we read plays together. Uh, we also have a few actual British people joining, so I will not be trying my British accent because while I think it's good enough for my various theater groups that I'm in, it's not. I know it's not, and I don't want to embarrass myself in front of my British friends. So I'm just going to be plain old American for whatever part I get. We also have some bonus prompts this year, and these prompts will be to remember and memorialize a couple of Booktube friends who have recently passed in this past year. Jennifer Brooks and Alice from Alice and the Giant Bookshelf. They passed in 2024. And Jennifer really loved Wilkie Collins, and Alice really loved Sherlock Holmes. So to remember Jennifer, I will be rereading or finishing reading finally Man and Wife by Wilkie Collins. I started reading this with Kate's Patreon book club a few months ago now, and I was really enjoying it, but I think life just got super busy when I had finally started listening to it, and I never got it done for the discussion and just put it away and never went back to it. So I am going to try it again, restart it again, and finish up listening to it because I really was enjoying it. And it is a sensation novel, definitely. It is very intense, but I apparently really love sensation novels. So I'm learning this about myself, that sensation novels are my jam. So I am really looking forward to revisiting Man and Wife. And then also for Alice, I am going to be reading from this giant book of Sherlock Holmes stories. It is the complete Sherlock Holmes. So I don't know if it's only his short stories or what, but I don't know. With Sherlock Holmes, I don't even know that much about Sherlock Holmes, if I'm honest. But but yeah, I will be trying to read. I don't want to force myself to say I'm going to read one a day, but definitely going to try for a couple a week at least. So I'm going to keep this downstairs by where I read and just pick this up every so often. So I'm really excited to finally be breaking this open because I feel like I keep saying every so often that I'm going to read from this, and I never do. And my friend Katie picked this up for me as a gift, and I need to finally get through it. So very excited. And then the group read for this Victober is The Doctor's Wife by Mary Elizabeth Braddon. And I plan to read that via audiobook with the group. And I have recently been reading some Mary Elizabeth Braddon with my friend Joe Smith, and we have really been enjoying her sensation novels. And yeah, Lady Audley's Secret, I had read that a few years ago, but literally remembered nothing. So Joe and I just recently finished that one, and it was great. I loved it. And before that, we read Trail of the Serpent, which I have heard mixed things about, but Joe and I really, really enjoyed it. It was very pacey and very plot heavy, so we both very much enjoyed it. So I'm definitely looking forward to The Doctor's Wife. I know nothing about it. I cannot tell you a synopsis. All I know, I believe that I heard it was a sensation novel, which tracks with with Meb, as we call her, Mary Elizabeth Braddon. um, so yeah, I'm excited for that one too. Can I say I'm excited anymore? Because I am. I'm just excited. Oh, and then another group read I have is for Kate's Patreon, and it will be Treasure Island by, Robert Louis Stevenson. Is that right? I think that's right. But I had actually kind of forgotten that I didn't add this to my TBR until just recently. So hopefully I can find that one on audiobook and get through that as well before the discussion. The discussion's not till the end of the month. So, but I already feel overwhelmed as I'm talking to you. So by all the things, and I'm not even done. I'm not even done telling you my TBR. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I have actually already started Jane Eyre, and it is, I think, the 29th of September as I'm recording this. So hopefully having cheated and started a little bit early will help me. But it's only one book. So I don't know. So now let's get to the things that are not part of prompts, or they probably could be part of prompts, but I didn't pick them for the prompts. And just are things I want to read over the course of October. So one of the things that I love to do in October is read from Spurgeon, Charles Spurgeon, who was a Victorian pastor. And he is very prominent in a lot of the Bible studies I do. He does a lot of commentary. But my friend, Tara, from Recovering Book Hoarder, gave me an entire set of Spurgeon's sermons, and I'm like shocked. So I am really excited. I'm going to pick up volume 1 and try to read at least, kind of like Sherlock Holmes, a couple a week, and see how far into these I can get. He can be a little dense, so I might not get through a lot of them, but I'm really hoping to get at least a few in for the month of October. And then speaking of Spurgeon, I guess this is kind of another group read. I am going to be reading, hold on, let me see Honest Faith by Charles Spurgeon, with a read along that Tiffany from Beautiful Minutia and Dia from Novel Idea and someone else. Sorry. It's another one of my friends and I can't think of who it is. Anyway, I think Chrissy's Purple Library, I believe. Anyway, I'll put everybody below once I actually research this, but they are having a read along and of Honest Faith. It's a very short book, apparently, that I think talks about doubting, which I think is a very good topic to explore. And so I think they are going to be doing a few, like every week, I think they are going to have a live discussion on a certain amount of chapters, so or pages or something. So I need to procure that book and write down the schedule and then put all that for you down below. So yeah, but I'm very excited for that too. Hopefully I can get to that. Okay, we're getting down to the end. Speaking of Tiffany and Dia, I am going to be buddy reading Three Men on a Bummel. Is it a bummel? Yeah, Three Men on a Bummel by Jerome K. Jerome, with them in the second part of October. We read Three Men in a Boat together last year and just knew that we wanted to continue with the sequel to that. And so I don't know anything about it other than I believe it probably follows the same three men that we followed in Three Men in a Boat, and hopefully their little dog. And yeah, I'm sure it'll be a good time. I will probably listen to that via audiobook as well. A lot of these things I'm going to try to listen to on audiobook because I feel like I won't have a chance of getting all of these things done if I don't. So some things I'm going to try to read, with my eyeballs, but a lot of them are going to be via audio, I believe. So that concludes everything that I definitely want to get to in October. But I also just yesterday pulled out Gothic Tales by Elizabeth Gaskell. I have read this before, but it just seems like a sin to not include some Elizabeth Gaskell in my Victober TBR, and I didn't this year. So I'm going to at least pick maybe one or two things out of here to try to read during this month, just so I can have my Gaskell fix. I feel like I can't throw in another huge book, but I can maybe read a couple of short stories. Some of these are better than others, I will admit, but I'm going to try to pick a spooky one and maybe read it for like Halloween or something. We'll see. I don't know. So that concludes all of the books and plays and short stories that I plan to try to read in 31 days of October. Also, though, if you watch my channel, you know that I have been filming what is called Booktube, and that is all about cross-stitch and needlework of some kind. So I have picked a focus project for the month of Victober that I feel like works very well. So I left it across the room. So hold on one second. Let me get it. Okay, so if you don't watch my Booktube channel, you will not know that I am into full coverage cross stitch, it is called. I don't exclusively do full coverage, but I have a lot of them. So if you don't know what full coverage is, oh, hold on. I'm going to show you the one that I have hanging up right here. So be careful if you get motion sickness. I'm going to move my tripod here. But see, that's there? That is a full coverage. That is Alice in Wonderland, which goes along well with Victober. Because that is a Victorian book as well. Okay, you okay? I didn't make you too sick? Okay, so, but anyway, so I am into full coverage, and my friend Alicia bought me a pattern that is a rendering of an artistic piece, and I will pop the picture up here because I couldn't get it to print today, but this is called Minnie the Library, and the artist, I cannot pronounce his name, is Auguste Tumouche, maybe. And while it is a French painting and it is not, technically Victorian, clearly this lady is in Victorian dress, and she is in a library, which makes sense for what we are doing, correct? And I believe when I looked it up, I think that the actual date that this piece was painted was 1837. So right at the beginning of the Victorian period in, the English realm. So it goes with the dates, at least, even though it's French. So we're working with it. So this is, I've already started this a long time ago, or not a long time ago, but this is where I am now. And this is part of her dress. I'm kind of trying to fill in her dress before I get to the books, because I don't know. The books are brown and I wanted some color. So, and then here is, my friend Leanne made me this project bag. It has my favorite color, which is purple, and all these books, all these classic-y kind of books. Although I didn't even try to, Gone with the Wind's on there. Saw that. But anyway, yeah. So I'm excited to have a focus project. I have other things that I have to stitch for the month too, but that is going to be something I try to focus on stitching at least every day at some point. So those are my Victober plans, friends. I have been enjoying watching everybody else's TBRs, and I'm just, the fervor is happening. We're actually today having a TBR talk in Kate's Patreon with all of our friends that are all, worked up and excited about Victober. So we're all going to talk about what we're going to read. So yeah, now that I did this, it's going to be fresh in my mind. So, all right. Oh, and also, I just, like, before I started filming this, ordered one of Kate Howe's Victober shirts from Bonfire. So when I link Kate's announcement video below, she also has a link to that Bonfire account where you can order a shirt, and I will try to pop a picture up of the one that I bought. But I'm excited about it because I believe now I have read from all of these authors, so I won't feel like a poser wearing a shirt that has, people I've never read on it. So, but yeah, so because this is all I have at this point. I did buy a Cats and Classics shirt from Claudia at the Spinsters Library a few years back, but sadly it does not really fit well anymore. So, so I still have it, but it's not super comfortable to wear. So now I'm excited to have a new Victober shirt on the way. And of course, I just have this all the time that is like my fancy Victober shirt. But all right, friends, that's a lot of rambling. Oh, this is 30 minutes. I'm sorry. All right. I'm going to go. Happy Victober, everybody. Let me know if you put up a video that I might not have seen, what you're excited to read. Have you read any of these things that I am planning to read before? Did you like them? Tell me all the things. I love to talk to you. So, all right. I'll talk to you in my next video, which hopefully, I'm not going to make any promises, but hopefully might be a vlog. I'm not very good at vlogging, but we'll try it. Okay. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.